boys. We're gonna do a little painting today. Got a new setup. Got a new curing box just set up. Painted these a few days ago. That one turned okay. Got one in the box, it's still drying. But I think today we're gonna do this 4.5 inch shad jerk bait. We're gonna see how we do with that. I ain't decided on what we're gonna do yet. It's just a regular crankbait. We're gonna see what we can do with that. We're gonna paint those two. We got a whole new setup, so I'm trying to figure out where everything's at. I think I like this new setup. I had to move, so we had to reorganize and redo some stuff. So we're gonna see how this goes. This is the new setup. Kind of got a drawer system right here. Has some extra bolts and stuff like that. But airbrush, cleaner, water. I'm using this stuff now. I really like it. I got the curing box over there. But I really like this stuff, man. If anybody's wondering about some resin, if you switch this, I used all types of resin. I used the paint on, I used everything. But this right here, I looked up some YouTube videos and saw this, bought some, love it. Only problem is, I will say, the bigger crankbaits do not fit in this hole. So they do make a smaller paint can version, larger container of this, which I'm gonna have to buy next to be able to do the bigger stuff. But this stuff with I think I got two UV lights in the curing box with a motor that turns them. It seems to be working pretty good for me. So I recommend this stuff highly. This is not sponsored or anything, but this right here, this stuff, Alumilite, Alumina UV, and it's 4 lures, and it works amazing, dude. It just it cures fast. You can see right there, 12 to 50 watt UV light, 2 to 5 minutes. I would do it a little longer than that because it's kind of sticky after you get done with it, but it seems to work pretty good. So I think on this one, it's a little crankbait. We're gonna start with that one. I think we're gonna do some pearlized green, and then with that we're gonna do a little black with one of these stencils. I haven't made my mind up. Something like that. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, we might do a little pearlized white on the bottom. Again, haven't made my mind up, but we'll see. We're gonna start out with this one, and then we'll do a little 4.5 inch jerkbait. So, all right, we're gonna start out with some opaque white as the base. Let's see. Like I was saying though, I got a new setup. I think I'm gonna like this setup a little bit better, just because I was kind of crammed in my last one, and so we're gonna try this setup. I think this is gonna do a whole lot better. So we're gonna get started on this. So just slightly give it some white, and then we will go into the actual colors. Get a nice base coat. Let's see how this does. I really like these handies. Got them at Harbor Freight. I'm sure most people have them. If you do any type of lure painting, you're gonna want one of these. It's just this extra hand. It helps out a lot. when doing things like this, because you can't hold it. You need both hands when you're doing this. So I'm just going to do that. On the head a little bit. Make sure you get all of it. So let's see. We're gonna change colors, but that's how it's gonna look to begin with. Now we're gonna get a little hair dryer and dry that and switch colors. We got that. We got that going with that. All right. Let me switch colors real quick, and then I'll get back with y'all. So the next color, pearlized green. What we're gonna do is on the bottom, it's gonna be kind of lighter. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get a little closer. It's gonna be a little darker up here. Fade it down into a lighter green, but then it's going to be kind of darker as it works its way to the top of the lure. So we're going to do that, and so anytime I'm doing this, I keep a rag, and it helps clear out the airbrush. A lot of the experienced guys probably got something better, but this is what I've found that works for me. It just clears it out, throw it in there, clear out the airbrush. It works pretty good in my experience. Takes a minute though, but it clears the airbrush out pretty good. Yeah, so this is the long part that just kind of gets annoying after a while, but it's part of it, and I enjoy it. So, not a lot of people around here do this that I've met. I've been to a couple shows and stuff like that, but not a lot of people do this around here that I've seen. So, spilled a little bit of water, but that's okay. You can skip this part if you want. This is, like I said, this is the boring part. I got a new shipment of eyes, lure eyes in. I use lurebuild.com and Sugar Tip Custom Lures. I think that's their name. They're out of South Carolina. Those people over there are great. They've always sent me extra stuff, like different lures that they have with my order that I didn't order to try. I always like them. I'll probably tag them in the comments, because literally all these lures for the most part have come from Sugar Tip Customs, but I get my eyes from lurebuild.com. So yeah, they got a wide selection. I mean, I got different eyes. I made another order the other day. It came in about a day or two ago. So I think we're ready to do the black. This is the hard part. So I think I'm gonna use this one. This stencil. We'll see how it goes. Haven't used this, but so it's gonna be a little interesting, but I think it's gonna look pretty good. So let's get the black, the opaque black. You can see I'm about out, so I need to refill. Need to order some more. Get a lot of black so we can put a decent amount in there. You have to add this reducer to it, 4012 or 4011.
Either one I've seen works pretty good. And then what I do is I get a Q-tip. If I can get a few out here, and use just a regular Q-tip to mix it up in there. Wish I could find another way to do that. It works pretty good, but it's just kind of, like I said, tasking to do that. So let's see what we can do with this. All right, let's see what one we're going to use. I think I want to do something like this. We're going to knock that down a little bit. Yep. And we're just going to go all over. Let me see, that's the start of it right there. Looks pretty good so far. Looks pretty good. So let's keep going. We're just going all over every single little part. Sorry about that. I'm using my iPhone. Probably for future I'm going to use my GoPro, but like I said, I moved, so I gotta find it. It's in storage. It accidentally got put in storage, but I'm using my phone. It overheated, so bear with me on that. So we're back again. That's what it's going to look like right there. Let's see if I can get the right angle out of the right there. That's so far what we got. Let's add some more black, and we should be good. We're doing well so far. So far, so good. So we're gonna let's do like we've been doing, something like that. Pull it back. Oh, that's what we've done so far. I don't know if you can see that. There's kind of a glare, but that's what it looks like so far. I'm liking how it looks. Again, I have not used this stencil yet, so we're kind of learning as we go here, but it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna go to the other side now and hit that. Let's do that. So that's what we're looking at on that other side. It's looking pretty good. We're probably going to put some black around the eyes on each side, but we will get there when we get there. So I think I'm good on that. Let's look at this top. Oh yeah, I'm liking how that's looking. We might hit this top with some right here. We'll go something like that. Oh yeah, that's what that's looking like. Let's see, let me get a little closer so you can see what we're actually doing here. So it's looking pretty good. Now I think we're going to switch up and go to the bottom. So let's switch this thing right here. Flip it over. Sometimes it's kind of a pain, but we're bearing with it here. Let's see, I might need to do it like this. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're looking pretty good so far. Let's hit this. I think we're getting close to being done. Let's hit this right here. Oh yeah. And then I'm gonna hit the end if I can. Let me readjust so we can. That's what the bottom's looking like so far. So I'm liking how this is looking. I really am. The black just kind of looks good with everything, to be honest. It just kind of pops. And we're gonna hit this real light right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm liking this. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Alright. Let me look over this, see what we need to hit more. Maybe we'll be done, but I think I need to hit the back. That one looks pretty good, but let me hit this backside real quick, and I think we'll be good to go. Put some black around the eyes. We'll just very gently hit this backside right there. Oh yeah. So this is what we're looking like. I'm gonna give you a close-up right there, and then that's the top, and that's the side right there. There's the top of it. So you got it pretty much covered. I mean, you don't want to overdo it, of course. We might throw some black underneath right there. Right. Let's see if I can point at it. So what we're going to do next is go around the eyes on both sides with some black, just a little bit. Just give it a little more pop. And let's dial that down a little bit. So that's the first side right there. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of a glare. I'll give you an overview at the end. You can better kind of see it, but see what I'm doing there. And that's that side. So it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good to me. It just gives it some more pop in the face. Tones down the green, because the green's a little bright. I don't know if you can see it. Kind of is like a, what I see this is like a frog. What this reminds me of. If you ever seen like a topwater frog, a lot of them are this color green. I guess it's like an emerald, but that kind of dials that down. We might put some at the bottom, so a little bit of black. Let's see what we can do here. Darken that down a little bit. So, yep, and that looks pretty good to me. What else I did was hit this with the hair dryer, and I'll get back to y'all in a minute. Sorry, somebody called me, so inconvenient time, but you see, so we got that, and off camera I picked these out. I haven't used these yet, lost one apparently, but I bought these, and I think this is the perfect one. It kind of looks blue, but it's green. It's kind of look blue on camera, but as you can see in the light, it changes from blue to green. So we're gonna put those on, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm just gonna dab a little on there like that. Don't need a lot of glue. If you go overboard with the glue, it will end up looking, give me a second here. If you go overboard with it, create like a film over the eye, and it won't look great. But things happen. That's the thing with it. That's what I learned in the year I've done this. Things are gonna happen. Everything's not gonna be perfect. So do what you do. I'm kind of a perfectionist, but I kind of have to not be when doing this, because things are gonna happen. You're gonna mess up. You just kind of have to go with the flow with it. So all I do is put a little dab on it, and then put the eye on, and go from there. I use my hands. It's probably not the best method, and just kind of move it in position where you want it. Let's see. This I don't know what they did to it. This eye is, like I was just talking about, this eye, something with the back of it did not lay right for some reason. So let's redo that. Let's see if I can get it off here. I'm just gonna get a new one, because this one's being a problem. Let's just get another one. Alright, let's try this again. So that's what we're looking like right there, and that's the other side. So I like those eyes. I mean, I think it goes well with this green. It matches it really well. So I really like it. Let's see. I'm trying to move this eye around. It's being a little picky, but that's what we're at. I just started hitting this with a hair dryer, just to kind of dry the glue quicker. Just a little hit on that, and so I'll give you all a better view of this. Give me a second. That's what we're looking like. Get it in focus there. So that's what that looks like. Really like the eye. I think that really popped with it. Gave it a little blue too. I think that's cool. That's top, bottom, and both sides. Getting the light a little bit better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw epoxy on this next, and or with the UV light. I'll show y'all kind of how that works, but that's what we're looking like here. I think it looks really good. I think that looks great. So give me a second and I'll show you how that works. What I do here is pretty much you just open this, and I got a little wire here I hang it on, and then you dip it down in here, and I usually hold it. I learned if you dip it and just pull it straight back up, it doesn't get where you need to be. It's kind of thin, so I'm gonna dip it, and then you hold it for like 3-4 seconds. Just hold it for a minute, and then we'll let it hang, let the excess drip off in here, and then we'll put the UV light on it. So let's get that going. So hold it in there for just a minute, let all that get off. Let's see, just a minute. So alright, what we're gonna do is pull it out real gently. You see it's dripping pretty good. So what we're gonna do is Let me hang this up and I'll show y'all kind of how I do that.
What I do, I know it's kind of a mess, but I hang it from a nail and just let it drip off into the container, so you're not wasting none, you know. And what we'll do is when you'll have to clear out some of the holes for the hooks and stuff, because it will get full of that stuff, and it's hard once it dries to clear that out. So what we'll do is I use just a toothpick, just a regular toothpick, get all that mess out, and then we'll come back when it finished dripping, because I know y'all don't want to see that. It's kind of boring watching paint dry, pretty much. I'll pick up with y'all when I'm putting it back in the box to get cured. So what I use to hang my lures in the UV light is these, I don't know the proper term, but they're like locking scissors, and they lock hold and they pretty much don't let go, so they don't fall, and then they just clip shut and they're not coming apart unless you pull them apart. So I think this is about to be done. There's a little excess. I'm gonna get that, and then let me show y'all the curing box real quick. But while that's doing that, what it is pretty much is I got a UV light there and a UV light right there, and these right here are magnets. I have a motor on there. Not really sure. I kind of messed them up. Here's another one I did the other day. Getting the light, but it looks pretty good. But it formed that little bubble on top when I used the motor turner to turn the lures. So I'm gonna try it not using that and just let it hang with the UV lights, and so it don't form that bubble. But it looked pretty good. I'm not mad at it. The design is great. I'm gonna try it again if this works, and that's what the side's looking. It's got these bloodshot eyes looking deal, all white. I think it looked pretty good. So let me get this finished up over here, and I'll come back to y'all here in a minute. So I got the locking scissors you see right here on the lure. So let's walk over to the curing box, slap this on, and we'll be good to go. So let's go over here. So what we're gonna do is get in here, and it's gonna be just, see how it clips in right there. It's just gonna clip in, and then I'm gonna turn the UV lights on here in just a second, and it's going to drip. Yeah, hopefully not drip, but cure. And let me turn those on. So give me a second. I'll plug these lights in, and at the end later I'll show y'all the end result. Again, it's just one UV light here, one UV light there on a all this I built. It's just a box I built, Home Depot. Got a little eye to hang the door so it don't land on my hand. But yeah, these all came from Amazon for like $8 for like, I think 4. So yeah, and I just built that box the other day. All this is tinfoil. It's just reflect the light, so to get all sides. I've seen people put them in the bottom and in the top. Haven't done that yet. We'll see how this works. So I'll catch back up with y'all here in a little bit. So this is what it looks like right here, guys. It's kind of hard to see with the lights. It kind of messes up with the camera, but it's going to glow and cure that UV light that I put on that lure. So we have to give it a little bit. I give it about 30 minutes or so, and that's both of them on. I'm not going to turn the turner on like I said, but that's just going to sit right there. It locks in. It's going to cure, and I will get with y'all here in a minute when the lure gets done, and I'll show you all the final result, and I'll get it in good lighting. So see y'all in a minute. Alright boys, here's the final look. We done cured it. Yeah, I left it in there a little longer, but I think this looks awesome. those eyes. See if I get it in focus. With the pattern with the black on the bottom all over it with the green. Thinks it looks awesome. So that looks great.